This is the MOAB Band of Brothers springtime trip. Let's jump right in, folks. All right, here we go. Our old buddy Vic leading us. Beautiful Jeep he's got. He's got his buddy Laura behind him. I'm Stanley King. This is a Stanley King production. We saw some crazy stuff out there. Had a few fails. And we saw some great views. We were able to rip it up. We started the trip with 6 vehicles, 2 Jeeps. We had 3 trucks and a Bronco. That's my Raptor right there. I really put it through its paces. Man, the Jeeps, obviously, they were able to rip through everything in MOAB, and we don't only hit MOAB, we also hit the San Rafael Swell, which was really cool. And we saw some arches, side arches, top arches, and man, the scenery was unbelievable. Trails were rugged, challenging, they were fun. Just couldn't get enough of it. It was so good. So what I did here is, you'll see, this is a 5-day on the trail trip. So I've got this set up. We're going day by day here, folks. So sit back, enjoy the ride. Here comes day 1. Fins and things. Got right into it in MOAB, hit the old slick rock. Woke up, beautiful sunrise, gorgeous, and just went right out and hit the trail. That's got to be like 40 degrees. That's Ryan and his Bronco there. I thought he was going to flip it. And there's Ken and his Dodge 1500. This truck's a beast. It goes over anything. Yeah, those Jeeps, man, on the Fins and Things trail, that was cool. You know, the camera never does it justice, but this was, these are some pretty steep drop-offs for us here. So day 1, 2, and 5, I rode my dirt bike. I love off-roading, and these guys like to hit the gnarly stuff. I'd been out here before, the Fins and Things, and I knew what this trail was going to be like, and I knew this was a Jeep trail. But Ryan got through it, and Patrick got through it in his Power Wagon, and there's Ken and his Dodge 1500. Boys tore it up. Jeeps obviously had no problem. I don't know if you heard that scrape, but he had Ken's got a trailer hitch kind of skid plate on there. And I just thought, man, I don't know what the Raptor.
You're perfect.
Look at this. Look at Vic on the right.
Beautiful.
There. Look at Patrick, his Power Wagon. Good. Vic was looking out the window. He could barely see. His head went slamming against the steering wheel. But he pulled it off. Fins and Things, such a beautiful trail when you look out on the horizon. And, you know, you just see nothing but cool trail. There are other people out there too, you know, riding bikes, and just beautiful. It's kind of like a guided tour. You just keep following the tracks on the slick rock, and watch this. Oh, I got scared for Ryan right there. Yeah, here's Ryan with his Bronco. This is a cool dude. Hell of an off-roader. He put that thing through its paces. All right, guys. Here we go. Day 2, Porcupine Trail. Really cool. Once again, woke up. Beautiful sunrise. Great place to camp. Moon's in the sky. Cup of coffee. Just gorgeous. There's old Ken. Had the wildflowers. That's me. I think that's where Ryan stayed. Here we go, day 2. Jump right into it. I found this little clip. I thought that was so cool. I love reversing and forwarding video. That was the canyon I was jumping down into. Look at the dinosaur tracks. I just found those out in the middle of nowhere. Put up the Sky DO2 drone and had the beacon on Vic on this one, and just let the drone do its thing. It really picked up some cool footage out here. This is a rugged trail. Yeah, and that's me there on the dirt bike.
Low crew.
Yeah, I called those guys the 4 low crew because they were driving at 4 low. I just can't go that slow. And again, I said I knew I was going to rip the Raptor up on these 2 trails, Fins and Things, and Porcupine Trail, and I still feel good about my decision of riding my dirt bike. Yeah, look at this one. This is a gnarly off camber. That was a heck of a deal, but Vic was able to navigate right through that. Wild. Look how the approach angle, and he's able to hit that. I think he's got 35s on it. That's me on the dirt bike back there. I'd ride up and down the trail, up and down. These guys would be hitting this stuff, and I'd just wheelie right over it. I'd go up the trail sometimes, sit under the tree, and take a nap for like 20 minutes till the guys showed up. But I don't know. I like I said, I love off-roading, and man, watching some of this stuff. See, look at this. This is gnarly. You're stacking rocks, and it got pretty tight. And there were a few places I thought, man, this is not going to be good on the vehicles. Look at that power wagon go. That thing's just like it's crazy. It just holds on. And look at this. This is the back of the Porcupine Trail here. Vic went first, and I didn't know how this was going to go. He got pretty tipped over here, but he just slowly crept through here, and he kept his Jeep moving forward. And I was nervous for him, and I knew there were 4 more vehicles coming behind him, and I thought, let's see. So here's Ryan, heck of a driver. So this is Vic's tryout video for working with Matt's recovery. He's got all kinds of stuff here on the tree. He's got a vehicle jammed down. Got another line going to the Jeep. Yeah, Vic. Wow, how about that? Vic got that vehicle right out. Beautiful. I couldn't believe it. And then they were able to navigate the rest of the guys through, and it's just beautiful. You know, the trail kept rolling along these gorgeous canyons, and the views we saw, I mean, it's just unbelievable. Moab is completely gorgeous. Wonderful place. Off we went. So here we go. Day 3, the Rim Trail. This is just, I think it's just north of Moab, and we dropped right in. That's me and the Raptor, so I brought her out this day. Put the bike in the back of the truck, and man, look at these arches. Isn't that cool? It's just gorgeous. Skydio drone just gets such neat footage of things like that. There goes the power wagon, just crawling right up the hills, and the bowls we went around, the vistas, the mesas. Here we are, top of the world. Just so cool. Crazy. Look at that side arch. This is wild. The La Salle Mountains back there. There's the Sovereign Trail out there. Yeah, I know all these dirt bike trails here. I didn't know the 4x4 trails, but I sure put the Raptor through a... That is not a road. That's crazy. Yeah, wild stuff. Yeah, check out these pictures. This is cool. We got on top of the cliffs up there. We were easily 1,000 feet up, and just such a great photo op. There's Laura and Vic, me, Stan, and Ken. Really cool. I don't know. What's Ken doing with his hand there? Yeah, this is such a cool picture. Yeah, Ryan had taken off this day. He had to go back, but... And then Vic drove through this. Uh-oh. And that's what I thought. Uh-oh. I thought, how's he going to pull that off? I thought that Jeep was going to flip over, but I guess Vic knows what he's doing, that's for sure. He's, like I said, former firefighter. He and Laura both. And Ken's retired military, so These guys, they just, in their retirement, they're young, but they retired. And all three of these guys, they're just enjoying it. They've fallen in love with off-roading. And look at this truck that Ken's got. This thing is a beast. Check that out. Where do you see things like this on Earth besides in Moab? Utah, southern Utah, I have to say, is one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen in my life. It's got to be one of the most beautiful places on Earth. And the fact that you can drive these trails or dirt bike them, so cool. Just gorgeous. All right, guys, that does it. Day 3, going to day 4. We headed north and hit the San Rafael Swell. We camped down by the San Rafael River, and then Vic brought us up to this place, and I was like, man, this is gorgeous. I thought, this looks like the Grand Canyon. It's almost even better. It's kind of a non-visited place, and it's super accessible, but wow, the views were incredible. Just goofing around. Yeah, we got to stop and see the petroglyphs and the pictographs. I think these are called pictographs, like 2,000-year-old paintings on the rocks from the Native Americans, and also carvings. And then we dropped down in to this kind of creek bottom. Got to do the old creek crossing. You'll like what I did here for a special effect. I used to love watching films go back and forth when I was a kid, so I think you'll love it. I'm not entirely sure what this canyon was called, but it was fun. We rolled in here and then we dropped into a sandy wash, and it was go time with the vehicles. I mean, it was pedal to the metal and we were ripping. Look, I got my dirt bike strapped there in the back, and then we stopped at this really cool place called the Drips. This is called the Drips. You could drink that water, I guess. I didn't get sick. Yeah, I got all the crew coming through. So now we were down to 4 of us on this day, and with 4 of us, we stayed through the whole time. And then on to the Ava. What? What was that? That's so funny when you see stuff like that. You're like, what? What? Yeah, I put up the Sky Dio again and had to follow it through these canyons. Look at the guys up there in the front. There's a little pass right here, and I thought, man, this is gorgeous. So cool to be in the middle of nowhere with the 4x4s and go over terrain like this and just keep tearing through. You just can't do this with a normal vehicle, and to be able to carry your supplies. And I slept in my truck the whole time. The other guys did that as well. They slept in their vehicles, and we made our own meals, and it was really fun. Look at this scenery, though. I mean, it's unbelievable. I don't know if you saw that, too, just back there. There was a tiny little arch, or like a little keyhole back in the rock. I didn't see it until I looked at the drone footage. And look at this. I drive right up here on this shelf. I didn't know I was on top of an arch. I thought, oh, okay, that's solid rock. Actually, here on a shelf. And that dropped down probably 800-900 feet, something like that, straight down. I'm afraid of heights, and looking at that, I'm like, oh man, it's so hard for me to get out of the car and get up to the side and look over. I did it a few times, but it took all of my energy. Yikes. Man, it's just so gorgeous back here. Look at that. It's like you're on Mars or something. Just wild. This was a pretty sweet little trail. I couldn't get too much footage on the ground because I had to focus on driving my rig. All right, here we go. We're leaving that canyon and then got up here to Eagle Canyon. That's the 70 freeway over the top, and look at this arch we came upon. So there were other guys out here, and they're like, look, look, look behind you. You got to look at this. We stopped, and we were like, whoa, we almost missed that arch. We didn't see it. We were just driving up, and yeah, and then we went up here to the Swayze cabin, and this is where they used to keep their groceries, I guess, back here. There's Ken and me, and there's Vic. Yeah, it was cool. I can't even believe that cabin's still there. Such a trip. So then for the night, we found this awesome campsite with these views that just went for miles over the San Rafael Swell, and then we turned in, and day 5, went out and did the Devil's Racetrack. I had to get back on my dirt bike. We drove, saw some more pictographs and paintings. That was cool. This is Dutchman's Arch right here. Just gorgeous. All right, here we go. Devil's Racetrack. This should be a good one. Yeah, I let the guys go ahead here just a little bit. And then I caught up with them on the dirt bike. Passed them and went up the trail. I understood pretty quick why they called it Devil's Racetrack. This was a gnarly trail. The guys in the Jeep said this was probably the toughest one they did. It was definitely wild. Got to keep those cattle in or out, or I'm not sure what the fence was there for, but... And look at this. Man, Ken put this Ram 1500 through its paces. There's Vic going in, I think this is called some Razorback Ridge or something like that, but this got a little dicey right up here. Look at that canyon, it's just gorgeous. Yeah, this is probably the gnarliest obstacle on the trail. Oops. And I got a mess here. Had to do some winching. Yeah, whoa! There you go, you're up on the rock. Vic got it right out of there though. The other guys were able to get through as well. I have the hardest time doing this. This scares the crap out of me. Now, of course, on the dirt bike, I just zip right through this stuff, no problem at all. And, you know, these guys, they were powering through. Check this out. This is crazy. Look at Laura. She was like, what are we doing here? There you go. She made it through everything, no problem. I mean, all these guys are expert drivers. It's so fun, the cool air, see the sights, riding my dirt bike. It's my KTM 300. Loved it. So I was able, nice thing too, being on the dirt bike, I was able to run back and forth and film everybody, and very cool trail, Devil's Racetrack. Just laying under a tree. That's me, taking a nap at the end of the trail, waiting for everybody. Devil's Racetrack. Look at this, Swayze's Arch. Crew. Here's Swayze's Arch. It's amazing. It's huge. Seriously, just massive. I think this is called Fix It Pass here, and this was a gnarly pass. So I just kept rolling up on the dirt bike, did a little exploring, and man, it was so fun. All right, guys, well, that'll do it. Great trip Vic put together. What a blast. Can't wait for the next one. The Band of Brothers. Group of high school buddies still get together, and good times. Love Southern Utah. All right, guys, take it easy. We'll see you out on the trail.